Hello, thanks for checking in with me again. Video here that I was thinking about doing for a bit. I've actually got a few video ideas bouncing around in my head that I want to get to. I do have a cool video idea, fun challenge with me and my brother. We picked our 25 favorite Iron Maiden songs, a band that we grew up with, and I wanted to get my brother on camera with me again, but it's just not happening. We live in different provinces, as I've said before, and it's just not happening. So instead, he provided me his list. I've got my list, so I've just got to put that video out there, and I'm gonna do it like I did previous video. You can check out when I had my twin brother pick his 25 and me 25 favorite AC/DC songs. So that video is on my list if you want to check that out. So yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I would love to see my numbers boost a bit. I guess I haven't done videos lately in the last, I don't know, couple of weeks. And you kind of wonder what's going on. How come I don't have any numbers going up? But I'm trying to fight against that and say, hey, I do this because I like the creativity of it, and it is what it is. That's it. People watch who watch. So I really appreciate you if you are doing that. That's cool. So yeah, this video today is, I noticed, hey, I'm a music junkie, and I almost every weekend now, I like to go out and shop a little bit for records. Over my shoulder, you'll see presented, I always like to present one behind. It's a record I picked up just this past weekend from an artist I've wanted into my collection for a while, and I'll present that record. Mark Lanegan is his name. And so a couple of weekends ago, I went CD shopping. So I still buy CDs. Now, most people that are following this kind of path is these music video channels are into vinyl and vinyl records. Yeah, those are kind of like the main source of fun, but I still collect CDs. I've collected CDs for a long time. I've mentioned before that I love CDs because you can play them in the car, which I have a car with a CD player still, and I get to enjoy the music. For a guy like me who works full time, I wish I had more music listening time, but the car offers back and forth to work that opportunity. So CDs are still important to me. I tend to buy a lot of compilation CDs collections. So here's why. Their CDs are cheaper than vinyl, and the reason I thought about this video is a good timing is that there have been a lot of buzz starting to go around about the inevitable dip in the hot vinyl community or vinyl record buying time frame right now. Records have been kind of creeping up in cost. I notice it, when you go out and buy records. Now, for me, I don't shop for, old kind of beat up records. I just don't. I know who I am. I'm a fussy guy. I'm a clean freak, and I like to buy my records new and keep them in really good shape and all that kind of stuff. But new records are expensive, and they're getting kind of not out of hand, but it does make you really think about what you're investing in. So, a few weeks ago, I went out record shopping and I bought a few records, and you just can't buy as much, as much as you'd want because they're expensive. Not only that, but I mean, all the records nowadays are that thick vinyl, and they're all impressive looking gatefold records. They take up more space. All that stuff is true. So you're starting to see, and we're starting to hear about maybe the inevitable drop in record sales and, a shift backwards a little bit. In a couple of preceding videos I did, a video I did a year ago, and I'll do another one coming up, where I had it was my birthday video, and I did my wish list for my birthday, and one of them was the calm down of the pricing of vinyl records. It hasn't necessarily happened, but if more people start to step back from the hobby and sort of less market means the prices will inevitably be forced to drop a little bit, I would imagine. But, you know, some people are talking about going back to CDs. And for me, I never left CDs and I never left vinyl and I never will. I like both formats. So the reason for this video is I wanted to highlight a little bit of some of the advantages of buying CDs still. So, you know, CDs are inevitably cheaper, but I go and I still go to a place locally here that has a pretty good selection of brand new CDs. And you can buy used CDs just like you can buy used records. And I was at a really nice big record store in Toronto that I go to a lot with my son, Sonic Boom Records. And I was, excuse me, looking at the CD collection, and they have a lot of used, you know, well-worn CDs, and they're kind of like, you know, you can tell that they don't present them as well as they do. It's like oh, let's get rid of these, they're junk. And I don't think of CDs like that. So the place I like to go to locally, they still have a very good collection of new CDs. They're presented well. Excuse me. And that's what I wanted to present today, is some of the CDs that I recently picked up just a couple of weekends ago as an example of why I still buy CDs. So these are, in most cases, collections of artists that aren't in my vinyl collection. Now, am I going to try to find some of this stuff on vinyl? You're not going to, and also, it's, you know, you can't, I don't know about you guys, but I can't afford to buy everything I want on vinyl. It's just become very expensive. So I'm really picky. I keep a list, like we do, probably all of us out there watching this kind of video, keep a list on my phone about what vinyl I want and what CDs. And I find myself more and more putting things on my CD want list and achieving that. So that's what I wanted to show, a bunch of these new CDs that I bought. And it's still music, and it's still artists that they're fun to add. And a lot of the collections that I'm showing you are fun because in most cases, the fun part for me is when you find 3 or 4 songs that are also on the CD collections that are as well as the ones that you do recognize. So that's kind of fun. So here's a prime example of, I had been looking at Alice Cooper's greatest hits for a long time. This particular record. I saw it many times. You can buy it used, of course, but I saw it many times in shops, brand new. And I considered it because I'm not a giant Alice Cooper fan. I never was. But of course, you know, he's an important person in, you know, the history of hard rock. So me trying to, you know, expand my collection to include and make it a really super rock and roll collection. That's music collection. That's what my goal is. So I picked this up, brand new. And I gotta tell you, I'm so glad I didn't buy it on vinyl, because I'm not mistaken. You know, I don't mind Alice Cooper. Sure, I get it. He's a rock guy, but there's really only one song on it that really gets me going here, and that's the first song, I'm 18. And there's other songs on here that are popular, but to me, that's the one track I really love. So, you know, Rip That in the Car, I had a lot of fun with it already a couple of times. And, you know, there's an example. Buying that on vinyl and having it take up space on my vinyl collection for 1 or 2 songs that I'm going to play a lot doesn't make a lot of sense. But on CD form, sure. Here's a couple here in a row that I'm going to show you that I grabbed that were on my list for a long time. Again, old bands that for whatever reason, back in the day when I was a kid, when I was young and a teenager, buying all my early records back when I was into, you know, the early metal and hard rock life that all my early stuff was, you know, I concentrated on a few bands that I really loved. Van Halen, AC/DC, Priest, Iron Maiden. But a lot of the stuff that I still liked, I couldn't afford to buy those guys too. I just, you know, it wasn't in the budget. So, you know, now I went out and I got a couple of collections of a couple of cool old bands, and playing them just brought me back to those fun days and more of a, you know, innocent lifestyle perhaps. But so here's one cool one, Dokken. I mean, I never had any Dokken in my collection. I've listened to them over the years and know a lot of people on my rock sites that follow, like, you know, they're cool. And this collection is just wicked. Great stuff. It sounds great on CD, of course. So that was a fun one to add. And here's another one that was just as fun. Ratt. I mean, a band that I never, like, back in the day, I remember, you know, I was into Priest, and of that kind of what you'd call hair metal kind of genre band, I bought a lot of Crew, and I have a lot of Crew in my collection, Motley Crue. But Ratt was a band that I knew about, but I liked some of their big stuff. But I'm gonna tell you something. This is the find of my stuff I'm gonna show you. Wow, it's fun, great, fun music, and it just brings you right back to those days. A lot of fun. Here's a band that I bought. You know, I wanted to get them into the collection. I knew some of the songs from basically 102.1 The Edge radio station. I've been a big radio listener for many, many years. And it's a band called Garbage. And I just bumped across this. I didn't even know it was out there. That's what a lot of these hits packages are like for me when I find them. But absolute garbage. It's not absolute garbage. It's got some songs on here that are very popular and very recognizable to me. And, you know, a band that I had been teasing or talking to myself, I got to get them in my vinyl collection. You know what? Nah, this is good enough for me. It's okay. I like it. It's not bad. It's that, I guess, 90s era stuff. It's just not, you know, it's not something I'd want necessarily into my vinyl collection when I have some of the other stuff that I'd want. But I'm glad to have that one. So that's a great example of, you know, in a sort of inexpensive way, because some of these older collections are pretty cheap when you find them, even brand new. So here's some other stuff that I have to show you on CD that I picked up in recent times, and I'm glad that I did. The Northern Pikes, a band that I didn't have on my in my vinyl collection, but I don't need to. This collection's awesome. It's got all their big songs: Teen Land, She Ain't Pretty, Girl with a Problem. It's got good stuff on here, but yeah, I don't feel the need to expand on this collection for me, for the music that I'm gonna listen to from the Northern Pikes. Here's a band that I literally, you know, bought for one song. So I mean, am I gonna go out and buy old Harlequin vinyl records? Probably not. So, you know, Innocence is a great song, and that's the song that I knew. I mean, there's other cool songs on this, but that's the Harlequin collection on CD, and it's perfect for me, for my music collection. I love it. Fun. Here's another band in that same situation, Toto. I never had any Toto on, you know. I mean, I've had a Journey greatest hits collection forever, but I never had Toto. So I bought this, and it's got, you know, Africa, and it's got Hold the Line, which is a cool rock song. It's got Rosanna. You know, it's got good stuff on here, and I'm happy to have it. But again, I don't feel the need to buy vinyl of Toto. This is good enough. It's good. Now, here's one that was a true surprise, and probably would be pretty expensive to buy some of his stuff, any kind of collection of Alan Parsons on vinyl, I'm guessing, if you know, if I come across it. But so I came across in my looking at CD collections and stuff, and you know, I like some of these the compilations that they put together, you know, whether it's the 20th anniversary or Essential. This is one of those Essential packages. 2 CDs, Alan Parsons Project. So I knew he was a good artist, and I knew about Alan Parsons, but I have to be honest, being a metal hard rock guy from the past, I didn't realize this is a phenomenal set of music, and it's got big songs on here, all his big songs, and some songs that you just go like, I didn't realize it was him. I didn't realize it was this group, and man, some just beautiful pieces of music. He really reminds me of Todd Rundgren, that same kind of awesome sound, early complicated music. It's just great. So Alan Parsons Project, what a great addition to my collection. So, you know, trying to find that on vinyl and investing in that would, you know, am I going to do that? Maybe. There's some artists that I want to add onto vinyl into my collection that are artists that, you know, that I don't have, that are going to be good additions. But you know, are there some vinyl records that I bought recently that I could have done just as well by buying the CD collection? Only in a couple of cases. But you know, my advice is, you know, out buying music is, if you do still have a willingness to buy some CDs and add them into your collection, because, you know, on my channel here I like to talk music versus just one one physical media versus the other. I think it's a good way to expand your collection and to add some elements into your collection that, you know, you can't find on vinyl necessarily, or, you know, you want to keep the budget for some stuff that you truly want to find on vinyl. So there's some new stuff that came out on vinyl that is on my radar, and I'm going to be chasing, and I'll do some of those videos in the future. But here's a good example of something. So I have most of Linkin Park's discography on CD, just because that's when I was buying my CDs, and I have two of the better, what I think, Linkin Park records on vinyl. So the brand new Linkin Park record that's out, From Zero, you know, I was looking at it in the store, and it's not expensive, but I don't think I'm going to buy that on vinyl. I think I'm going to chase that out and get that on CD and add it to my Linkin Park CD collection, and it seems like I have that approach. So anyways, my point is, get out there, buy some music, and you don't always have to buy vinyl. You can buy CDs and add stuff to your collection. It's often an affordable way to do it. And yeah, keep buying vinyl. Let's hope that the costs slowly rise down a little bit, you know, calm down. But yeah, I'll see you guys again. In my next video, I'm going to do this Iron Maiden list probably, and I've got a couple of other cool ideas to get into, and I'll try to get back at it on a more conscious, regular routine. And hopefully my numbers rise a little bit, but that's not really the big priority. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching if you did. Bye-bye.